Okay, virtual lab on characteristics of living things for those of you that were unable to be here in person in our classroom. So you need that data table to fill in all 25 of these. And for number one, write starfish. And then write, do you think it's non-living or living? And then have a couple of reasons it says. So more than one, at least two reasons why you say the starfish is living. So since nobody else is around maybe to help you out, I'll tell you, maybe you'd say this is living because it eats and it moves. But do all living things move? And it reproduces, right? If you guess wrong on any of these, that's okay, as long as you have justifications for why you said it was living or non-living. So at least two things for each. So for number one, write in starfish, living or non-living, and then why you think it is the way it is, or why it shows living or non-living. For two, coral, living or non-living. Pause if you need to. I'm going to keep going. Three, crayfish. All right. It's also like you're getting a tour of the room. Wish you were here, but I understand. Four, grasshopper, living or non-living. Again, I'm going to keep rolling, but you press pause if you need to. Make sure you have at least two reasons why you think that each of these things are living or non-living. Freaky. There's seven. There's eight. This is what students did in person. They came and walked around, and then we had discussion. There's nine on whether or not they thought these things were living, what it means to be alive. 10. Do all living things move? Sponges don't move, but you know what? These are living. They do eat. They're filter feeders, kingdom Animalia, phylum Porifera, and they don't really move, but they do reproduce. Earthworms is 12. 13, rocket. I sure hope you put non-living. But some students point out, hey, rockets move. Rockets use up fuel, kind of like eating or using energy, and yet they're not alive. Okay. Tornado. Well, come on. It's non-living. Although I did have one student that said, hey, I've seen a tornado eat sheds before, Mr. Muir. I said, well, did it eat it or destroy it? She's like, that shed was gone. It ate it up. In fact, I saw a tornado once that spawned another tornado, like it reproduced. But tornadoes, non-living, guys. All right? Car, number 15. Volcano, number 16. All right, empty classroom right now. 17 is rocks. 18, bacteria. You know what? Since we don't have interaction, I'm going to tell you right now. Bacteria, what do you think? They are living. In fact, inside your body, where you've got billions of human cells, you have more bacterial cells inside your body than you do human cells. Bacteria are smaller than human cells, and some of them are good for us. Most of them are pretty neutral, and some are pretty bad for us, right? Bacteria are all over the place, and you've got a ton of them in you and on you. DNA, living or non-living? Well, it is found in all living things. It's our genetics. It's what makes us kind of who we are, and we'll talk more about DNA later, but is DNA by itself living? No, it's not. It's found in living things, but it's non-living. It doesn't eat. It kind of reproduces. It makes a copy of itself, but it's not made of cells. Yeah. Viruses? This one's actually a tricky one, and different viruses look different ways. We're talking a lot about the coronavirus right now. Viruses, I'll even tell you, are non-living. And that surprises a lot of people. In fact, pretty much I think every student in the classroom said viruses are living, but they're not. They are basically complex chemicals that have changed over time in response to how we change and stuff like that too. But you know what? These viruses are basically DNA or RNA, some genetic material surrounded by a protein coat, not even a cell membrane. And if they make their way into cells, it's because the cells take them in. Not all cells do, but some cells you might breathe them in and then they get to your cells. They get taken into your cells, and then their genetic material gets mixed with your genetic material and tells your host cells to go ahead and make more viruses. So viruses actually are basically kind of complex chemicals, information that makes your cells produce more viruses, makes your cells use its own energy to make more viruses. Algae? Living. Water? Non-living. Make sure you have two reasons why you say living or non-living. Stars? They reproduce, don't they? They make new stars. They can die. Well, stars are non-living, guys. And then hurricanes. Living or non-living? Non-living. And mushrooms, number 25. Living or non-living? Living. Make sure you write down two reasons for every one of these, for 1 through 25, as to why you consider them to be living or non-living. And if you guess wrong, that's okay. And then submit that completed one. Then make sure you also get your conclusion questions 1 and 2 done on the front side there. All right, hope you have a great day.